Hello everyone, and welcome to the second character tutorial in my Halloween series. We're doing this Lichtenstein inspired comic look. So first we're going to start by priming the eyes, and I'm using my usual concealer, but first I'm wiping off any excess oil, then patting that concealer over the eyelid. This will ensure that the shadows that we apply will stay all day. I'm then going to use a setting powder to set that, and I'm first going to make sure there's no creases so that we aren't automatically starting with a couple of creases. Then I'm going to go in with a kind of transition shade on a very fluffy brush. This is a very taupe-like brown shade to give us a little bit of shadow in that crease. I'm also blending it up towards the eyebrow. Use really nice circular motions. Then I'm going in with a opaque white eyeshadow and a paddle brush, and I'm patting that all over the eyelid. Now don't worry if it's a bit messy now, we will be blending it in just a moment with that fluffy brush again to ensure that the seam between that and the transition colour is okay. Then I'm going to be highlighting the brow, which I don't usually do, but it fits in well with this comic style. It'll give a little bit of a highlight. Then I'm just going to curl the lashes to really open them up, and I'm doing this before liquid liner so that I don't mess up the liquid line with the metal curler. Then I'm using a liquid eyeliner pen to trace a wing. Now I don't tend to wing out too much because I do have very round eyes and it looks a bit odd, but I'm doing a little bit of a wing to fit in with the comic style, filling it in and running that line very thinly along the entire lash line. Now, unfortunately I didn't film it, this is kind of a failed tutorial, and I just used that liquid liner to trace the crease. Then using mascara that really flares out the lashes, I'm just applying around 4 coats to the lashes. Then I'm going to use a Kajal eyeliner to tightline my eyes. This will ensure there's no gaps between that liquid eyeliner and the lashes. Then I'm going to go in with a white eyeliner on the waterline, but first I'm going to make sure that there's no black on that waterline, and it'll dry out a little bit so that the two lines don't transfer and create a yucky muddy grey colour. This will really open up the eyes and emulate that comic style. I'm then going to apply mascara to the bottom lashes. You really want to make sure that you're getting it on the corner of the lashes. Then we're going to move on to the face. So I'm going to first prime with a primer that's going to ensure that I don't have any pores, because these characters don't. Then I'm going to go in with a relatively matte foundation. I'm first going to paddle that all over my face and bounce it in with a wet sponge. This will give us the best, most flawless look to the skin, as there won't be any texturized lines from any brushes. It'll all just be patted and bounced into the skin. Then using that same concealer, I'm going to conceal any blemishes, redness, any dark circles with that concealer and bounce it in with the sponge again. I'm also going to be using a brush under the eyes to really make sure that I'm getting up under that eye and really blending it out. I'll also go in again with the sponge and fingertips to ensure it's blended. Then using a matte black eyeshadow and an angled eyeliner brush, I'm first going to comb through my brows, and then I'm going to fill in my brows and create a very strong arched brow, really making sure that they're really nice and filled in, like that. And then I'm going to use that to kind of flick up the inner corners and blending that out slightly with my fingertips so that it gives a kind of a bit of a sad look. Then going back in with my translucent setting powder, I'm going to set the rest of my face, which has had a little bit of time to settle into the skin. And I'm going to contour with that same shading powder we used in the beginning, really etching out those cheekbones and making sure that you'll be able to see the shading underneath the dots. And then I'm going to shade around the temples, my jawline, and right underneath my chin, just to really give definition to the face so we don't lose it within the dots. Then I'm using a very natural pink blush and a blush brush to apply this quite heavily to the cheekbones. You want to keep this on the cheekbones, but still make sure that you're blending it out. I'm then just going to start on the lines with a Kajal eyeliner, the same one that we used a bit earlier. Now, these lines can go basically wherever you want, but they will focus mainly on the contours. So have a look at some reference photos of Lichtenstein and just kind of place them where you see fit. I'm going underneath my cheekbones, around my nose, the tip of my nose, down the center of my nose, the nose bridge as well, between my cupid's bow, and then also along my chin. And I am looking at reference photos to do this. I'm then going to do what I call my confused Castiel face and fill in the frown lines with that black liner to give a very sad look. I'm also going to run this along the jawline, again, just wherever you see fit for the shading, just underneath kind of my, just underneath my chin, underneath my jawline, and then a little bit on the collarbone as well. Then with a liquid liner that we used earlier, I'm going to create 2 wing shapes on the bottom lower lash line to emulate really thick lashes. You can apply lower lashes if you see fit. I actually did apply upper lashes a little bit later, after I finished off the face and before I did the dots. Then I'm just lining my lips with a red lip liner, filling it in. This is a blue-based lip liner and a blue-based lipstick. I'm going to mattify this, and I'm also going to blend it out with a square lip brush to ensure that I have a really nice finish on that lipstick. I'm then going to line, and this is my least favourite part of this tutorial, my lips with that black Kajal liner. It was a nightmare. The amount of time I spent cleaning this up was ridiculous. So just take your time, then blot your lips to ensure that they are matte, and then take a little bit of that translucent setting powder and mattify the lips. Then with that white eyeliner, create a small oval shape in the lips and powder it down with that white eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take my Mehron Paradise Paint Palette, and the frustrating moment, I didn't film it. So just take the end of a brush, which is circular, into the wet paint and just dot it all over your face and neck. I'm so frustrated I didn't get this. I'm so sorry. But there you go. There is your Lichtenstein inspired comic book sort of character. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more, and share with your friends. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!